Hello, how are you all? Today we are recording this class for the ACI submission, as I told you before. I have to introduce myself first. My name is Jaser Mustafa. I'm 3ds Max instructor. I want to ask about the previous class. We all know that we started using the edit poly modifier, and we used many standard objects to deform them using this modifier, and we created many complicated objects or more complicated objects. I want to ask, do you remember how many sub-objects is included within the edit poly modifier list? Yes, please.
I think it's 5 sub-objects.
Yes, there are 5 sub-objects within the edit poly modifier. I want to ask, do you remember what are the 5 sub-objects within this modifier?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Vertex, edge, face,
Okay.
polygon, and element.
Element. I know that Diya just mentioned a wrong sub-object name. Can anyone tell me what is the wrong one? Hamd, please.
Face.
Face, yes, it's the wrong sub-object list. What's the name of the correct one?
Border.
Border. So the edit poly modifier has 5 sub-objects: vertex, edge, border, polygon, and element. And about the face sub-objects, it's mentioned within the edit mesh modifier. In the previous class, we introduced to the usage of edit poly modifier, and we worked on many simple objects to extend and create more complex ones. We have also started using many basic primitives to compare them from the easy shape to the more difficult one. In this class, we will be working on this modifier to extend our experience using edit poly to create more than one object on the same way we used in the previous class. We will use the basic objects and then apply edit poly modifier and use the options of edit poly to create our objects. The level of this class is fundamental, as mentioned in the standard industry within Autodesk videos. You will be introduced to the knowledge of creating objects using edit poly. You will understand the functionality of this modifier and when to use this modifier, and then you will demonstrate the method of creation of your required objects. The target of this lecture that we all will be able to use this technique of modeling and to enhance our speed of creation of our models. Now I want to introduce you to the exercises that we are working on in this class. We will be working on 4 objects. These objects will vary in difficulties. This will be the simplest one, and then we are working on this table, this door, and this scene. It seems the most difficult one. On all our exercises, we will use the same methodology of the creation using our modifier edit poly. I will explain briefly about the method we are using in this class. We will create the needed sub-object and then to use the easiest option within this sub-objects to create our object. Any questions, please?
No thanks.
Great. So we can start our lecture. I will use this dual scene or screen to see the required object and to capture the working screen. I will go to my viewboard, then I will create my first basic object. It might be a box. I can use a box then to apply edit poly modifier and work on it to get my table. In the viewboard, I will create any box I want. Then, you know, as we mentioned before, that we can go to modify panel and then to the parameters shell. I can provide the dimensions of this object. For this table, we can use 2 meter length, 0.5 meter length width, and 0.15 meter for the height. I will insert these dimensions directly in the parameters box. Now I have the box within the viewport. I will zoom extend this selected object. I think I need to increase the width of this table to match the proportion of that object. I will make it 0.75. I think now I have a close proportion for the table. I will choose edit query from the modifier list by pressing the E button on the keyboard. Now I have edit query on the stack list. We all know that we can access the sub-objects levels by clicking the plus sign or the numbers on the keyboard. I will say something that I will create the edges of these two legs, then I will extrude the resulting polygons on the bottom of the table to create the legs of this table. So I can access to which sub-object, Muhammad? Edge. I can access to edge sub-level, true. Then I can go to connect. But I need first to select the edges that I want to connect between them. I will use these two edges on top and the other two objects on bottom and create connect. And click connect. I just want to remind you that we mentioned in the previous class that I have three options for the connect in edit query. The first one will ask me to provide what? Number of edges needed or number of segments needed. The second one will ask me to provide
distance.
Great. The distance between edges created by connect, and the name of this option is pinch. Then I will be asked to slide them off center if I want. Great. So I will provide how many segments, please?
2 segments.
Great, they are 2 segments, and I will increase the distance between these 2 segments and then click apply. Great. I need another 2 segments to create the inside edges of these 2 legs. I will select these segments again and connect between them. I can see, and you can see, that we have the same parameters for connect I just used before. Maybe I need to adjust the distance between these 2 segments to match the proportion of that leg. I will apply again. I will go for the top view by pressing what there?
T.
T, yes. And then I will select my edges again to connect between them to the creation of the other direction. I will adjust the space by choosing bench option. I will click apply. Now if I orbit my viewport and go to the bottom of this object, I can see the resulting polygons on the bottom. I will select the required polygons by accessing the polygon sub-object list or by clicking number 4 on the keyboard. I will multi-choose these polygons by click control. Great. Then I will use the extrusion option by clicking the settings button beside it. It will ask me to insert the extrusion amount. Now I can provide the extrusion amount. Let's say that we want to use 0.4 for helix. Maybe I need 0.5. And then I will apply on the options. We all see that we have the required table on the viewport. And we can say it's the easiest way to create this object. Any questions, please?
No.
So now I want you to create this table on your screens, please, using the 3ds Max with the same methodology of creation. Any questions or help, please tell me. I'll be ready to help you. You can use the keyboard shortcuts, please. good job. Adjust the number of edges and then slide them. Are you done, Muhammad?
Yes.
Very good. Let me see. Great. Very good.
Thank you.
Are you done, Murad?
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks.
Very good. Very good. Very good. But I think you need to match proportions better.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, you are done. Great. Junad? Good. Very good job. Okay, great. I will go through the next exercise. I will use another method, but with the same options. We will create this table now. In the previous exercise, you noticed that we mostly used the connect option to create the new polygons. Now we will use the extrude option from the polygon tab to create our new polygon, and we will notice the differences between the creation via extrusions or creation by connect. Let's go through this exercise. I want to erase the previous table. I will adjust the screen size so you can capture the 3ds Max screen. I will go out from the polygon tab and delete my object. Now I want to create another box in the viewport with the dimensions required. I will access to the modify tab, and then we need to provide the length, width, and dimension. I will create the base of this table, then I will extrude my polygons over the needed access to create this table. Let's see how can we use this methodology. For the base, I will create 0.6 for the length, and 0.4 for the length, and 0.05 for the height. I will press C in the viewport to zoom extend my object. Then I will apply edit poly again. Now I want to access to the polygon tab by clicking the plus sign or number 4 on the keyboard. Then I want to select the required polygon. What will I choose now, Muhammad?
Extrude.
Extrude. I will extrude this polygon with an amount of the thickness of this object or sub-object of the table. Let's say it's 0.5 thickness, so I provide 0.05 for the thickness and the extrusion amount independent. I will will press apply, then select the upper polygon. This polygon will be extruded to match this height. I will press extrude. I will then insert the amount of extrusion. Let's say it's a 0.3 height. I will press apply. Now, again, I want to use extrusion with an amount of the thickness of this horizontal sub-object. I will press extrude, then I will insert 0.05 for the extrusion of this thickness. Then I will press, select this polygon and press extrude again. I want to mention a quick tip for this stage. If I insert wrong height distance, and then press apply. Can I adjust this polygon to match the distance between these two points?
Yes.
Yes. How?
By moving the polygon and
Very good. Great. Great. I was looking for this answer. I will move this polygon to match this this location, and then you can right click on the move tool as we mentioned in the previous classes on the x-axis 0.05, the required distance. I will close this box and then extrude this polygon and choose 0.05 for the thickness. Then I will select my polygon again and repeat this method for all sublists. 0.3, apply, 0.05, then apply. Now please concentrate. I will extrude this polygon using a wrong amount, then I will move it to match this location, and then I can press extrude. I will not use the apply option. What do you think I will use now? I will use apply and continue button. It will allow me to continue working on my object without getting out from the options box. I will choose this polygon and adjust the amount for 0.3 and then apply and continue, adjust the amount, apply, and finally I will extrude this polygon to match my table 5.3 or whatever, then moving this polygon. Now I have the table created within my viewport. We have learned from this exercise that we can extrude my polygons or any sub-level within edit poly, and then I can move them to match my distance or the required distance. I can also press apply and continue for accessing the same option and not going out from the options box and re-clicking extrude. Now, any question, please?
No, that is understand.
Very good. I want you to create this table on your screens, and if there any question, please ask me. Very good. Adjust the dimensions, please, here. Yes, right. Very good, Janet. Very good. Slide down and select extrude after selecting your needed polygon, please.
Right.
Very good. Very good. Yes. Great. Is it going good here? Great. Very good. Everything is going well?
Thank you.
Very good. Very good to know. Great. Are you done, Muhammad?
Yes.
Very good. Great, great. But you need to control your dimensions on the next exercise. Very good, Murad.
Thanks a lot.
Very good.
I want to ask you a question, please.
Yes, please.
Can I control the proportion with the scale after modeling my furniture?
Yes, you can scale up or down your furniture pieces within the viewport, but you have to know that 3D Max saves the previous or the original dimensions, and then it multiplies the dimensions by the scale factor. That means if you scale up it twice, it will be stored within the 3ds Max, the dimension of the original dimension multiplied by 2.
Thank you.
Great. Are you done?
Yes.
Very, very, very good. I know. Very good. Yeah, are you done? Great. You need one more check. Extrude. Very good. Yes. Okay. Very good. You all have just create this table. Any question, please?
No.
Okay, I will go for the next exercise. It will be a door. It's a simple door. We are always treating this door. Now, I want to tell you that we are using another method. Please, Murad, concentrate. I want again to create these segments, right?
Yeah.
But now you have to notice that these distances are equal. By using connect, it will confuse you. It's hard to capture these distances to be at the same amount. We will use another method or another option to create these segments. We will use slice plane from the edge level. It will allow us to slice our object at a certain level. Then you will move this slice plane to another place where you want. Let me delete this object. Go for the front view by pressing the button F. Then I will create a box to match the dimensions of this door. I will create a box with 2.25 meters high, 1 meter width, and 0.05 meter length. And then I will press Z to zoom extend my edge. I will apply edit poly modifier again, and then access to the edge level by pressing number 2. Great. Then I will choose the option slice plane. You will find it here. Click slice plane. You will see a new bounding box. It's named slice plane. I will access to the slice plane and then rotate it on the needed axis. To create the horizontal edges, I will rotate it on the x-axis using a 90 degrees value. I will insert 90 degrees here in the transformation box. Then I will move it to the required place. Let's say I will place it on the bottom. Then I will move it to the required location. I will leave 0.3 meters under the first opening. I will move it 0.3. Right click on move and then move it 0.3 meters. Now you need to click slice, either here or on the options box on slice. I will click slice. Now you have this edge located here. I will provide the amount of height for the opening. I will press 0.2 for example. Let's say it's 0.15. Now I will press slice again. Then I will move the distance between two openings. I will provide 0.05 and then press slice and repeat this movement for each one. I will move it up 0.25 again. Oh, I think that I divided around distance. I will undo my slices. I press slice, then 0.25, slice, 0.05 as we mentioned before, slice again. Now we will repeat this movement and slice process for the whole door. 0.2 again, slice, 0.05, slice, and do it again and again till you reach your model. Slice, 0.05, slice. I will continue the openings now and then we can complete the whole openings within the door. Now I will rotate my slice plane on the y-axis to match the vertical edges. I will press 90 degrees on the y-axis and then move it to the far left edge. I will move it 0.1 for the left edge and then create my opening. On the x-axis, 0.1, slice and 0.25, let's say 0.35, sorry, slice and then 0.1, slice. I will locate it here and minus 0.1 and slice. Now I have these edges on my door. To create the openings of the door, I will access to the polygon shelf, then select my polygons on the two sides of the door, and then press bridge option. The bridge options lets you to create your openings in this case, and you can go ahead and complete the other openings up in the door. Any questions?
What if I want to add glass in these holes?
Great. Now you have to decide if you want to add the glass panel using the same box or by using another object. What you want? Do you want
In the same box. If
The
I
same
want
box.
In the same box.
Our friend Muhammad wants to create the glass panels here in the door using the same box. That means we want to use the edit poly modifier on this box and complete our measure. Let's see how can we create this. At the same method, we want to adjust our model to create the polygons here and extrude them upwards to create our glass or glazed panel. Let's see how. I will access to the second sub-object, edge. Then I will select these edges here, number 1, and then I will go here, number 2. On the other panel, I will use the same segments to connect between them to create the thickness of the glass. I will connect them to edges. Now I have these two polygons. If you select these polygons by clicking number 4 and selecting them, and then extrude them up, you will get your destination. If I click point 3, you created the line. If you want it all through the door, you will press point 1.6, 1 meter.
Right, I can snap it to the right point.
Great, you can also snap it to the point needed. You can click move up while enabling the snap tool and the z-axis in the snap toggle box.
Okay.
Great. Any other question, please?
No.
Great. Now we have learned how to create openings within our objects using our edit poly modifier. And Muhammad remind us how can we snap our sub-objects on our vertices, segments, grid points, whatever, as we mentioned in a previous class. Is it well understood?
Yes.
Great. Can you please create this door or a segment of this door on your screens?
Yes.
Go ahead, please, and any needed help, tell me. Very good, Jimmy. Any help here? Great. Please all try to match the same proportion of the door.
It's good, sir.
Very good, very good. Go ahead, continue.
Okay.
Very good.
May I ask a question, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Can I access slice scale from polygon, not from edge?
Very good question. Very, very good question. Please all concentrate. Muhammad remind us about a very, very good option. He asked me if we can access the slice plane from another sub-object list, for example, from polygon. The answer is yes, you can access the slice plane from polygon, for example, but you need to select the required polygon to be sliced. Let's see how. We can go to the polygon sub-object. Please concentrate, Jinad, and then select the required polygons to be sliced. Then go to slice option, slice plane, and then move it to the required place. Now, if I click slice, we can notice that the edge created is only located on the selected plane or on the selected polygon. The other polygons on the door and was not affected by this slice process. Understood good?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Anyone done with the door?
Not yet.
Okay. Continue, please. Very good, Juna. Very good. Yes, very good. Great.
Question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
There is something called quick slice under the slice pane. What is that?
Yes, slice or a quick slice is another method to slice our model. It will be mentioned in the next class. So we can use it next class. How's it going? Yeah. Great. Keep it up.
I'm done.
Let me check, please. Very good, very good. But we need to adjust the distance again between these two objects.
I'm done too.
Very good, great, man. Very good.
Thanks.
I do like your honesty.
I'm done.
Wow, very good. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Please concentrate now. To be honest, the next exercise was asked by Diya. Diya asked us if we can use edit poly to create a complicated scene using the same the same basic object. The answer is
Yes.
yes too. But I have to be honest that you need to pay more attention for the distances between objects, and you need to create them using the real world size. Because if you don't use the real world map size, it will be difficult to control your dimensions to create the same proportion scene. We have chosen this scene to be created using the edit poly modifier, but we have to mention that we need to use one single box when we start the modeling and one single edit poly modifier, and it will be really challenging for you. Okay? I will start creating some objects to help you to think about the process needed to be used to create this scene. And then you will be work on this object at home, or this scene, sorry, at home, and bring it with you next class. Any questions before I start this method or this process? Yes, we will use one box and one edit poly modifier. We will use the box for the floor to be more challenging. Any questions?
No.
Can anyone describe the process that I have to use to create this scene? Muhammad, what do you think?
I think we will slice it or connect the edges to be able to do a zoning for the objects.
For the objects. Very good. Very good. Then we will use extrusions to create our objects, and slices again and connects again to create the polygons needed to be extruded, beveled, or moved to create this scene. I will start my modeling. I will go to my viewport, delete my door, select Z. We can also use a new scene by clicking a new on the quick tab. I want to save, I will not save. I will use new and don't save. Now I have a totally new scene with an empty viewport. I will create a box for the base of this floor. I will create the first object from this floor, and you will create this scene at home. So I will provide the dimensions, let's say 10 meters. 10 meters for the length and width, and 0.3 for the thickness of the slab. Now I will apply edit poly modifier and then access to the edge level. I will go to top view by clicking T and then Z for the zoom extents. I will connect my edges to create these two sides, the right side and the left side of this table or this counter. I will create two edges, then pinch them close to each other and slide them off center to be allocated for the proposed location. Click apply and then select your edges, then connect and adjust the distances. Let's say it's a 0 and a 0 for the pinch and the slide, and then slide them to the location and pinch them away from each other to control your dimension. Now you have this polygon here. You want to create the lower base for this counter, and then you will choose this polygon and then press extrude 0.1, let's say, and click apply. Now you have this thing. Now we want to use another option we have mentioned on the previous in the previous class. It's named inset. It will help you to offset your polygon using the required amount. Let's say that you will use 0.1 for this polygon. Now we have this polygon, extrude it up for the required amount, let's say 0.7. Now you have this table.
A question, please.
Yes, please.
Can I insert that in the opposite direction?
No, you can't insert for the opposite direction. It's an inset. You will offset your polygon towards the inside edge. Now we will extrude again. It's an answer for your question. We need to create a polygon here to be extruded outwards. Now I will extrude my polygon 0.05, let's say, and press apply. We have mentioned before that you can select the loop of polygons by clicking the first one and hold the shift key and press the adjacent one. Now you have selected the loop of polygons on this table. You can extrude them, and please pay attention for the method of extrusion. We have mentioned that you will apply the amount. Now if I insert, let's say, 0.5 meter, you will notice that all of your polygons extruded towards the same direction, because it's selected here in this option that you will extrude them to the group normals, and we mentioned the differences between these three options. So today, in this case, we need to choose by local normals. Very good, this is the good answer. By local, we have noticed that all polygons are extruded towards every one or every single polygon normal. Now insert the amount 0.1, let's say, and press OK. You have the counter created. Any questions, please? Is it understood well?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to create the whole scene, so you need to create the polygons on the base of each object and use the same method to extrude, to connect, to bevel. What option you need, you will use by edit poly until you get your scene done. Again and again, I will mention that you have to pay attention for the distances and to match the real world map, the real world size for the objects to control the proportions of these scenes. Today, we have learned how to use edit poly modifier to create our objects, to deform our basic objects, to extend our simple objects to create our needed scenes. And you have introduced to the most commonly used options of this modifier. Any questions, please?
No.
Everyone understood this lecture well?
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very good. So don't forget your modifier and don't forget to work on your scene as a homework and bring it for the next lecture. Thank you all for paying attention for the lecture.
Thank you.